Israel's defense minister says physical markers will be placed along what's being called the yellow line in the Gaza Strip. The boundary comes after Israel and Hamas agreed to the first phase of the ceasefire deal to release all the hostages and a partial IDF withdrawal in Gaza. Chief foreign correspondent Ian Pannell takes a deep dive into the recovery efforts happening in Gaza, where Palestinians are trying to find bodies of loved ones buried deep in the rubble.
There are no signs of life here, just the smell of death. Gaza's civil defense teams have a gruesome task to recover the thousands of Palestinian bodies it says are buried under the mountains of rubble here. But there's no heavy machinery. They rely on shovels and saws. There were 6 failed missions to recover a single body here. Today, they find the remains of Gaza Rabba. She was an English teacher, killed in an Israeli airstrike in September. There's no dignity in death here. Gada's body decomposing under what was once her home. Mahmoud Basil is coordinating the recovery efforts. There's an estimated 10,000 bodies under the rubble, he says. We're working with our bare hands. Israel's accused Hamas of violating the ceasefire agreement by not handing over all the remaining hostage bodies. 19 are still in Gaza, including American Itai Chen. His father calling on the US administration to bring his son home.
It's not over. Mr. Witkoff knows it. Mr. Kushner knows it as I spoke to them, as well as Secretary Hegstad and Secretary Rubio. They know they have an obligation to me and my family. And my expectation is that the US government does whatever it can to bring US citizens back.
Hamas says it needs special equipment to retrieve the bodies buried somewhere underneath this wasteland. The UN says the debris in Gaza is so vast, it's the equivalent to 13 of the Great Pyramids of Egypt. Only 9 hostage bodies have been returned to Israel so far. For some families, only now can they begin to grieve. And in Gaza, Palestinian families also wait to bury their loved ones. As part of the ceasefire deal, Israel agreed to release 15 Palestinian bodies for every Israeli hostage body. But they were handed back with no ID, so the families watch these screens, hoping to recognize their relatives. To recover, identify and bury the dead is a torturous, almost impossible task. It requires patience and persistence, but above all, it requires this precarious ceasefire to hold.
That is Ian Pannell reporting. Ian, thank you.